A politician who campaigned for sub-postmasters wrongly accused in the Horizon scandal has tonight told ITV News that the former head of the Post Office, Paula Vennells, should face serious consequences. Last week, we exclusively revealed the Post Office tapes, secret recordings, which showed how investigators told Miss Vennells about the issues with the Horizon IT system back in 2013. Lord Arbuthnot says the recording answers a question campaigners have been asking for years: what she knew and when, as our investigations correspondent Daniel Hewitt reports.
If you want to benefit from the way the government is moving with...
The question of what Paula Vennells knew and when has long hung over the Post Office scandal.
Just to let you know, Paula has now joined us. The call is
Hi, Ian.
Yeah, hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, Ron.
A secret recording obtained by ITV News last week revealed the former Post Office boss was told as early as 2013 of allegations branch accounts could be accessed remotely at Fujitsu's HQ in Bracknell, and warned not to cover it up by investigators.
The last thing you want is a spot review response that says categorically there was no access to live data from Bracknell if in a week's time some bloody whistleblower pipes up to say, well, actually I was working on the second floor and we routinely did X.
Let's be clear, we still have allegations here of miscarriage of justice.
Now, the politician who helped expose the scandal, depicted here in the ITV drama, says the recording proves exactly what Miss Vennells knew and when.
This is the final proof that establishes the answer to that question, because Paula Vennells was in on the warnings given by Ron Warmington and Ian Henderson that remote access was possible and that it would be very dangerous for her to continue to assert, as she did continue to assert, that remote access was not possible.
What should be the consequences for her here, do you think?
Very, very serious retribution needs to be visited on these people who visited such terrible things on the Sub-postmasters.
And we can tonight reveal that at that 2013 meeting, Paula Vennells was also told of James Arbuthnot's concerns that the Horizon IT system had bugs and defects, yet the Post Office was still continuing with prosecutions.
I think you would be ill-advised to do anything other than to paint that as black a picture as you can, not to in any way try and minimise the apparent impact of the disclosure that's got to be made. Because he's questioning, if you knew about it all that time ago, why didn't you tell me about it? That's what he's saying.
I guess the better answer is, why would we?
But what did Paula Vennells have to say about all of these concerns? Well, her only contribution to the meeting was to ask why James Arbuthnot was becoming so irritated with them.
Ron, Ian, it's Paula. I think the only question in my mind at the moment is to try to understand what might have changed his position. Do you have any thoughts on that?
He remarked on the fact that prosecutions were still continuing. I think he expected the whole process to be kind of frozen while the investigation was going on, even though it's taken a year.
If only more time had been spent worrying about sub-postmasters like Vipin Patel, wrongly convicted of stealing £34,000 from his branch in Oxfordshire in 2011 and forced to wear an electronic tag.
The fact that she knew about it and possibly the rest of them knew about it, the whole saga of the postmasters could have been sorted at that time. Post Office could have saved a lot of grief and trauma inflicted on sub-postmasters and other families.
For those whose lives were destroyed, justice cannot come soon enough.
Dan, what have those involved had to say about these tapes?
Well, Paula Vennells has responded to us now with a statement via her legal team. She says, I continue to support and focus on cooperating with the inquiry and expect to be giving evidence in the coming months. She says, I'm truly sorry for the devastation caused to the sub-postmasters and their families, whose lives were torn apart by being wrongly accused and wrongly prosecuted as a result of the Horizon system. There is no doubt, though, Charlene, ahead of that appearance at the Post Office inquiry, political pressure is building. The Prime Minister today said that the victims deserve answers and justice, and the leader of the Lib Dems, Ed Davey, said there's growing evidence that executives from the Post Office lied to victims, lied to Parliament and lied to the courts.
OK, Dan, thanks very much.